Okay, releasing gently.
Oh, that's nice. So clear for the cable. Yeah, and then clear it to the right. Yeah. Yep. Yes.
Video, can I get a zoom?
Especially with the green cables.
Nice.
Okay, go wide video.
Cable down. Oh, sorry, it's going to the Fletcher. Yeah, cable away from you.
AJ's back.
I'm back. Yeah, I get pretty efficient at shoveling eggs into my face.
Wait.
Click.
Yes.
The Fletcher, yeah, down here. We're going to clear
Yeah.
this one.
Oh, okay, we want to clear that one first. Come on, zip tie.
I thought the hockey puck was about to yield.
You're,
Look at these. So funny. It's my favorite thing. Yeah.
come on. I know. I'm gonna. Okay, go wide. We'll zoom, look down. Can I get you to push out, or is that
Yeah.
gonna mess up our visibility? Ah, yeah, that's the same mistake Dan made. I'll stop. Come on. Okay, I gotta go grab.
This is amazing, eh? It's so good.
Yeah.
That one doesn't want to stay in.
Okay, video. Can you give me bubble?
Yeah, well,
I'll stop. There goes the parking position.
we'll remember to pick it up, right? It's all good. I can see it in the upper cam, and maybe we can just move it to the bio box.
Oh, there's Winston. Trevor was trying to remember where Winston was.
I was trying to remember who Winston was.
Trevor's dog.
Oh, Trevor and Gabby's dog.
True.
Okay, our visibility just disappeared. Can I get a... Okay. Can you zoom in on the down cam, Dan? Okay. Think it clicked.
Yeah, I can't see in any camera.
I'll stop.
Enhance.
I don't see any little white tangs.
No, I don't either. Just
I've
crushes
done
it
like
in.
40 of these connections.
The magic touch.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Love tap.
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay.
All right.
I can see it in the down cam.
We'll have
Porch in.
systems power on J2 and confirm communication to the new CTD.
Porch is out. Remember you porched out?
Can you relay that to
okay.
them, Steph? Nice.
Yep, I'm on it.
Yeah, that's a heck of a grab. I know. I can see it from bubble too if you adjust bubble. Beautiful. And we can throw this in a box, right?
Yes.
You good?
I'm good, yeah.
I'll head out because I keep trying
Sure.
to say stuff.
You're welcome to
All
do
that
it.
time in the
I'll
crane game.
I'll go have a nap.
We can throw not in a toolbox? Oh, okay.
Nico, he needed a judgment ruling downstairs. He needed to know whether French toast without maple syrup is allowed.
Oh, I know exactly what he was
Can I have
talking
the
about,
other camera?
and I didn't go for it.
Oh, well, questionable ruling from me then.
Oh, did he go for it?
I told him I thought it was. I thought that's acceptable.
Was this the cheese bread?
It's just French toast. It's egg bread.
Mm.
Egg and bread is not sweets.
Yeah, you could throw jam on that and still be fair, right?
Jam is sweet.
I mean, jam and maple syrup are like sweet, but we're talking plain French toast.
So like a peanut butter jelly is out.
Go ahead and close.
Yeah, peanut
Oh,
butter
wow.
plain is in.
Man, that's intense.
Oh, we're ruthless.
I wouldn't eat the French toast without the syrup.
You want to go get
Or
breakfast?
some
I told
sweet
him
on it.
French toast was fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back.
I feel like Ty goes to the undesirable
You want
nature.
to throw this in the Fletcher?
Yeah. We're gonna have to figure out how to get it on the porch with the bubble sonar. So maybe just.
Plug in the arm.
Confirm that power is on.
And comms.
Checking that now.
Okay. Yeah, so front row. Sure. Yep, okay, sounds good.
Let me know when you're ready, and I will disconnect Orion.
Yeah, but as opposed to using the high volts. Oh, I'm happy with this being in the yeah. It's not going to go fall off the table, right? Yeah. Just wrap it on. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's good. I'm happy that you got the order you want to do it. I don't really want to do that. We want to get first CTV first, maybe the Orion. Yeah, I think we should use the craft to like rotate it on and push it into the sub. Yeah, we'll have to craft, we'll have to hold the chicken bucket with Orion. He has to watch the job. Okay. It's probably more likely to plan out. So maybe we'll get the CTV on and get all the cable piled on. And then put the chicken bucket on. That makes sense. Do you want to just let the cable hang? Do that in the past. Maybe like 10 meters of cable.
TVL reset.
I'd rather have it just have the French stuff, but I don't know if we can, I don't know if that's, I think if we fire it all on the back of the porch, we can leave it on top. Yeah. The thing we have to be careful of getting the chicken bucket on is that big stab at this. So while you're watching it on the phone, you see if the wind stop. Yeah, that's it. No, it's perfect.
AJ, do you want to...
Somewhere would be, yeah, that was part of it.
AJ, do you want to verify comms before we disconnect?
Yeah, I just don't think, I don't plan on using them. I don't
Danny, I'm
plan on using the eyebolts.
Yeah, Danny, we do.
checking that right now with systems.
Yeah,
We do want to verify before we
let go.
boogie. Yeah.
Yeah. Patrick just wants to confirm the IP address. Try to pull that up.
He just edited it to say not.
Wait, what? Oh.
He just added that.
Okay. One sec.
I can tell you the IP. Yeah, working on it.
Oh, we gotta disconnect from the IP first.
So you're roughly facing a recovery heading, but you got to wrap in. Yeah, so maybe before we start loading stuff on the porch and holding cables, we undo that. Or sorry, there's a 6-8.
Yeah, it's a 6-8 wrap.
Oh, sorry, it was a 6-8, not a tether. So by doing,
By doing this, we're gonna add an untether wrap. I'll go back to north heading.
so you're gonna, yeah.
Yeah, we're only 0.3.
My mistake.
Well, since we're sitting here, we can do a gauge check. Why not? Turn off my downlights. There we go. So we're looking like a 5. Oh. We've got main at 6.
You can
Motor
tell on the
at
Niskins it's flashing, so you know Herc power's on.
7. Craft at 7. Time is at 7. And toast
If you look
is
in,
at 7.
Said device should be connecting now, so we'll just wait a second to
Okay.
confirm it. Which is the IP address.
If you look in the Herc butt cam, you can see the oily cable and it has all snail towers on it. And the quad, if you look at the bottom left camera, that's got like the tether coming out of it. The Herc butt cam. I don't think you can see it. Yeah. See the snail towers?
That's crazy.
I guess they just want any sort of hard substrate or something to build a tower on. We saw it in the whale fall around here, that they like building on the whale bones.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, comms is confirmed.
Okay, comms is confirmed. All right,
Alright.
Danny, you're good to let go with the Orion, and
Okay.
then we will pick up the CTD that's placed to our right.
You want to disconnect for 4A or you want me to?
you're backed up into a hill, by the way.
Okay.
And we have CTD data streaming. Always kind of blows my mind. We plug it in and then
Might
we're
need to-
seeing data on shore.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. I can also shoulder in, elbow in. There we go.
Okay, so we have the cable with the parking position is in that little jumble.
Mm-hmm.
We'll definitely have to clear that, right?
Yeah.
Video, Iris. Thank you.
Just turned off all the lights.
Okay, it's directly in front of us. We're on top of the cable. Oh, it's right underneath us.
It's right here.
That's the cable, but where's the CTD?
Well, we got to get the parking position first.
Okay. Yeah. Why does it feel like the vehicle's on its side?
Because we're on a hill.
That'll do it. Do we want to Fletcher this, or do we want to capture it in like a toolbox or something?
I don't know. We're going to sort of have to see how we can best get it on the porch. I think we were talking about just putting this as far back on the porch as we can, and then putting the CTD on, and then going and getting the bubble sonar. But we might sort of have to just see. So maybe for now you can carry it in the Orion, so we can go grab the CTD, fly to the bubble sonar, sit down, and then we can sort of play with our pieces.
Need that light back on here.
Go ahead and see if you can grab there. Go ahead and close. No. I had a bad grab. See if I can give you something better. Okay. You good? Okay.
So now, if Jake, if you hop back or turn around, we should see the CTD pretty close to us. We may even be on top of it.
Shoulder up if you can.
Good, we weren't sitting on it.
There's a chicken bucket knocked over to the port.
Oh, how'd that happen?
CTD to do a port too.
Rog.
We lost all our chicken.
Chicken fell out. The colonel's not going to be happy about this one. So they're close enough. I don't know if you can sit in between the two, and then we can really get ourselves organized here.
Do we need to verify that that green foul mat isn't under the oily, or are you?
I'm pretty confident.
Okay, roger.
Yeah, it's on top.
Okay. Oh, I see it in the other, many
Yeah,
of
this is
the
a good
other
position right here.
cameras.
Let me know when you're stable. Okay, I'm gonna grab the CTD and we'll throw it on the porch. And then,
We want to clip into it somewhere.
yes.
So maybe now that we're here, does it make sense to try to like bury the parking position towards the back of the porch? Or maybe even partly in the toolbox? Does that make any sense?
I wouldn't put it in a toolbox. Well,
Why not?
we can, yeah. Okay,
Just have it, just don't close it all the way.
yeah, you just, let
Yeah.
me grab the,
Pin it in there.
yeah. Okay, you wanna swing the Orion out? Swing out your counterclock forearm. I'll show you, right where you are is not a bad idea, a bad spot.
Like your propeller hat.
If you grab the connector, you could just put the hockey butt part in the box.
Okay, let go. Okay, shut up the box. Okay, open all the way.
I think I'd go
Okay,
ahead. I'd
close
go
it.
ahead and put the whole thing in there, maybe.
Oh, I was just gonna pinch it inside like that.
That's not going to be in the way of our.
Yeah, it might be a little in the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
These extra long parking positions are really hurting us now.
Go in.
I don't know what the strength of that is, but maybe don't crush the cable.
That's good
That's
there.
perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Oh, that'll work. Okay, so CTD on the porch next, and then we can hook into it with one of our safety straps.
Okay.
So you want to grab it by the PVC pipe.
Yeah. I'm just getting a
Yep.
angle on it.
Do you guys have to worry about the extra cable, like that's draped off the front? Does that?
Yeah.
People don't love it, but we do recover with cable hanging below her.
Well, it's a
reasonably
risk
often.
of getting entangled.
Yeah.
If things go pear-shaped, it's more stuff hanging off the vehicle to get entangled. Could wind
The
up
porch
with
all
it.
the way out.
And, immediate obvious one is it can get entangled in our spinny bits.
Right, right. Last night the cable, there's 40-meter cable hanging off, but it was weighted.
Yeah.
Whereas this looks like it could get captured in the current a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of dust on that thing.
Careful of my snail eggs shells. One of those on my mantelpiece.
I'm gonna put this underneath this cable if I can. Okay, I'm gonna wait for Viz.
No pressure, but we need to be off bottom in probably half an hour. Is that right? No, 10 o'clock on deck.
10 o'clock on deck, yeah.
Oh, we got tons of no, it's almost 9. Yeah, probably 9:30 off bottom.
Maybe 45 minutes up, depending on what ascent rate you got, how heavy you are.
Plan our regular 20, 25. What time do we need to be off bottom? Ready? Up we got 45
minutes, yeah.
Yeah, so we got 45 minutes on bottom.
So
we have until 9:15.
Hang on, Danny,
Roger.
before pushing that too far, we want to get one of these carabiner hooks into the CTD
Okay.
as
I'll hook the far one up.
as a safety. Yeah.
You want to move the line out of the way?
So it's all on the grab there, Danny, and take your time and get a good grab where you can hooky. And then when you pull it up, don't pull too far because you don't want to pull too much out of the rubber band. So you want to grab back a little more so you have room to get the beaner in.
How about that?
I can't tell from here.
Cinema cams got a good view of it. There are connectors there, so try to be careful when making this connection.
Oh, I should have had that thing in the array.
Okay. It's not what I wanted.
That's better, nice and slow.
Nice and slow.
That's nice.
Oh, wow.
Beauty. Then I don't think we'll worry about cinching it.
Yeah,
Just
I don't think it's.
Yeah, leave well enough
I don't
alone.
think it's going to do us anything.
The slack is all rubber banded up, so it won't be in our face, hopefully, but
So you say the craft can't pick up the chicken bucket?
it can.
Can it rotate it?
But yeah, it's only 10 pounds.
I think it's just out of reach.
You porch in, you probably get the other leg.
Punch in a little bit.
Or you can see it in the down camera.
I just need you to scoot forward just a couple inches.
Why don't you just grab it with the Orion? It's right there. It's where we need to have it anyways.
Okay.
There's a leg sticking up there pretty as you please. Crane
Does the
mode.
chicken bucket have a cable attached?
No.
No, roger.
It's got a beautiful looking receptacle pointing up at the sky.
I'm gonna want to be in crane mode. Yep.
Shoulder down a bit. Lift up just a bit, Jake, so it closes in the... Lift up just a bit so it closes in the jaws, right?
Am I able to? No, but we're not supposed to.
Sorry, not until Martin confirms.
Yeah, and he confirmed that we should still not.
Oh, okay.
If you scroll up there, he makes it clear.
Okay,
scroll
we're
up.
covered the deck.
Keep going. Yeah, we'll let you know. Scroll down a hair. Yeah, we'll let you know.
Oh, okay.
We got.
You think
the
I'm
time to
joking?
adjust.
Got it.
What are you waiting for? Get out of there.
You're gonna want to wrist rotate if you can.
You're going to want to pick it up first.
Yeah.
Let's get him.
You're gonna hit the deck.
Man, that thing's
Wrist
enormous.
rotate.
What's that?
You're gonna want to roll your forearm.
What's that? Say again. Yes. Oh, roger. Yeah, this is dive special with, I've swapped PTZ and winch alt.
Is push all the way out.
What's
Okay,
that?
I'm gonna pull it out.
Not quite, only PTZ and
Okay. You're making good
it's
progress.
alternate.
If
Yeah,
you want, I can
I've only
grab it with
switched
your-
two
with your
cameras,
craft and
so
bring that corner in.
we could probably make this the default, but it's splitting hairs. I just switched two cameras because we use it like this more often with the PTZ and the big quad. But Josh's suggestion was to have one of the winches in the big picture, so that's the default. So we can't, like, you know, not see the winch.
So I don't know what the
Right.
strategy is here if we want to get two legs behind the CTD. Yeah.
We do, but you could tuck the Orion in and with how you got it there. I would be more comfortable with that because we'd be less likely to stab the cinema camera.
Like, so just have one leg behind the CTD and then have the...
No, he can get both. You can
Okay.
actually get the craft out on the other leg and bring both the manips all the way in.
You want me to do that?
Yeah. Before Jake spins his wrist and smacks it all the... You racked back? Yeah, so you kind of got to go in tandem here. You might have a loose grab, Jake, but...
It might be easier if we flatten that foot as well.
Yeah. So
You
one
guys are-
walk in,
You
then
need
the
to
other...
loosen up a little bit on the jaw.
Now you stop, Danny, and let Jake walk.
Okay.
So you hold what you got, let Jake walk it. Try and hit the cinema camera with it, basically.
You can see him bubble. It's
Yeah, you want to have that outer leg down a little more. If anything, your wrist counterclock. That's the way we want to go. So the front leg hangs off below the porch. There you go. Now if Jake stops and Danny walks.
Okay.
Wrong button.
Elbow up.
Elbow in.
You
You're
form
hooked.
out.
I think you've hooked the foot underneath the porch. That's why it's lifting.
That's fine. You'll probably you're gonna have to rotate, right, Jake, and roll. Yeah, that's looking good. That's good enough.
Honestly, you're probably
It would be nice if it was contact on the porch, but I don't care. I'm happy to recover just like that.
We
you have a
can.
pretty good lock on it.
Can
for
we
both
use
arms.
the craft to get the other carabiner in?
Stop, you're starting to twist it. I don't know if that matters, but
I mean, it's not preferred.
okay.
Do you want the other beaner on it?
I would like it, yep.
Yeah, you'll have to let go, Danny, and
Okay, releasing.
There you go, it's on the porch now.
Just how we drew it up.
Yep.
I don't know where we're going to be able to get this carabiner. I mean, does anyone see anything we can hook into?
well, we
Not
can always
easily.
drape it through and hook it back to one of our eyelets.
Oh, yeah.
Now
It'll
you're
take
asking
longer.
for a miracle, Dan.
And the other thing we can do to make this more secure, now that we got it close to the cinema camera, we could probably, Jake could let go and grab the outer. Oh, you know what you could hook it to? The bridle, right there in the top.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, camera up. Jake. Yeah, this is going to be fun.
You can see it on upper.
And bubble.
I've got kind of a limp hold on this thing.
Lip grip.
Sure.
I don't know where else to hook it. Maybe it's easier to pass it through the leg and hook back to something that's hard.
Like I wonder if we could come up through one of these big holes and get it onto the plastic.
Yeah. What? Can you go through? I don't want to go through the hole because then we're by the instrument. Can you go through the leg, Danny? Down?
Well,
Yeah, if you can get through far enough and then let go of it where you can grab it from the other side.
the problem is I'm grabbed right on the edge of this thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Could you come on the close side and drop it? Come on the close side and go in because of the way you have it grabbed. Is that easier?
I'm all the way tucked in.
Ah, okay.
Spin your wrist 90 degrees.
Oh, fell through.
Oh,
Look at that.
lucky.
Come on.
No need to show off. We're just.
Now if I can pick it up again, that's the question.
I know it. The view's obscured. It's in a great
Somewhere.
spot.
Yeah, just careful of CTD in there.
Yeah, that's a blind hook up where you can see the where you dropped it through there.
I see the green. I'm
Yeah.
trying.
So you have to have a loose jaw and just sling it through the jaw.
I've only got a chicken bucket in my way.
you can like just sort of see it on cinema.
Oh, yeah.
That makes... You mind if I just hook it right back to the eye bolt that I'm on?
Yeah, no, that's
That's
the
the
right
plan.
move.
If you do like grip force 1, it'll slide through there.
I'm working on it. Okay.
Can we see the eye bolt in any camera?
I believe it's right where the toolbox is sitting, so I might be able to get it with bubble cam.
Guess we should have put the eye bolts out on the front of the porch, eh?
Well,
Think about that.
can you see any eye bolts?
If you
No.
zoom out on the 180 camera, that's that full out.
No, you got some zoom out on it.
Oh yeah, I see it. No, never mind. That's just a scratch on my screen.
I see it. Yeah, back out a little bit. Okay, tilt down.
There
Beautiful.
It is. All right. Do you need to brighten it up to see?
Come on.
Slow down, Danny. Slow
Alright.
down. You're moving the tip of the manipulator back and forth 3 to 6 inches. It's making me want to sit on the edge of my seat. Slow down a little. Move it. See if you can move it 1/4 of an inch at a time.
I'm trying.
You can. I know you can.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can get some. The problem is I'm wrapped up with the. There we go.
A little zoom.
That's better. I'm blocking the light as soon as I get in there. Can we zoom in video?
Yeah.
We could probably just blow up the iris too if you need it.
Yeah, give me some. Oh, that's much better. Okay. Oh no, my grip. I'm not gonna be able to get it with this grip. That's
You
okay.
can get it
but-
with that grip. No.
Close.
The beaner was opening enough.
It was, but it was hitting the jaw.
You want to grab it real close to the beaner, otherwise it'll be floppy.
Come on, hooky, hooky. Got it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Great. Great work, Denny.
Oh.
You know, they make wider hooks.
Do we want to grab onto
they
the
make
chicken
bigger
bucket with the
eyes, too.
craft?
I think we want the chicken bucket with the Orion and the CTD with the craft. Do you think you can get it under there?
Can you leave my camo where it is, please? No, I can't.
Yeah, you can get it in the end, right under the leg, onto the weight.
You can like pincer grip the PVC from the inside.
Yeah. I don't know, you're moving a PVC width every time you move, so I don't know. You'll have to get lucky.
It's better to be lucky than good.
The hardest part is watching another operator. Usually I have to leave the room. That's a grab. Oh, I thought it was a grab, sorry.
Thought it was too.
Who put that chicken bucket there? Did Martin give the go-ahead? Okay.
Yeah, he did. Just doing that in the background while you guys were securing this.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Do you have it?
I think so.
I need to make sure.
Well, video, if you can zoom.
You could try and like move it back towards the leg. That would convince me. You know what I mean? Yeah, you didn't have it.
Okay.
Ah, and you can see the end of it there. Stick your jaw on the end of it.
I think you're
Yeah,
in.
that's
there you
good.
go.
Now you got a finger on it.
There you go. He's inside the PVC.
I mean, you can't go all the way because you'll hit that bolt eventually.
Okay, lock that,
play.
Danny. Lock the gripper. Grip force 9.
Grip force 9.
Now pin it back against the leg. Or pin it to the porch. I'd say you've got it.
I think we've got a good hold on it.
All right. Well, if you guys are happy with that, then I think we're all good to hit the skies.
I'm going to be
here.
standing outside and get pictures of this raggedy contraption coming up.
You're going to be standing outside because you want your snail sack. You're going to be stealing them off the CTD.
Ooh, look, there's one still in
There's
pristine condition.
a couple still up there.
I'm actually not allowed to. That'll be a scientist sample.
Well,
I only get the leftover dregs that are.
I hope you've been nice to Fabio.
Can we do anything with that Orion and pin the other leg down, or is that it? What if we shoulder down on the Orion? We got time, do we? How's our time, Rennie? Are we off bottom now?
Yeah, we should be off bottom pretty much now. So.
Okay, let's recover the deck.
All right, thanks guys. That was awesome.
Thank you. Okay, we gonna live with that 6-8 wrap?
Are you gonna be deck guy, Jake? I can jump in there.
Oh,
Yeah, what a sight. Seeing like load up the you know the lab that you bring with you and you have to take back, right? I mean, just shout out to Danny there for some fine movements there. That's fine motor control.
Yep. Yeah, straight up from that little bit of cable we got.
AJ, real quick, what's the turnaround time here? Because aren't we trying to dive again? Or we move and then dive again?
Yeah, so we've got a 6-hour transit ahead of us to get to Endeavour node, I believe is where we're going to start. And then we'll dive at Endeavour node roughly 2 p.m.
Okay.
This afternoon. And our mission there is to prep the site for the upcoming cable lay, which will start tomorrow morning.
Got it.
So we're going to be putting down beacons, clearing cables from the site that are currently connected to instruments, but we'll get them out of the way so that the cable lay can land our mud mat and begin its cable lay. And then we'll have to come back and plug everything back in and collect our beacons and all that stuff. So
wow,
that's the plan.
So we have work to do before we meet the ship.
Yeah, the ship's going to come, and we're already going to be down there. And then they're going to start their operation. They're just going to come right up to us and start paying out the mud mat with its chain anchor, and we're going to watch touchdown in the anchor and make sure that it's exactly where it needs to be, because we can't be too short, we can't be too long.
Yeah.
It has to be really exact. So we're going to physically put objects where we want the anchor to be, using Hercules' sonar to make sure that we're as accurately as possible relative to our gear. And that way we know we have the best shot of sort of sticking the ending.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like
I turned off SPL so I can hear.
Math and trigonometry of laying this from like,
backing up.
You know, a kilometer high, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just insane.
Come on, stop on the way.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's going to be interesting to watch, see if we can actually get it as accurate as we need to be. The problem is on either side of the cable, you get these 50-meter jumper cables, these PBOFs. And yeah, so if you're more than 50 meters away from your node, or if you're more than 50 meters away from your, there's nothing you can do. I mean, you got to buy an extension cable, which is crazy expensive. And
yeah.
So, yeah, not a lot of margin to work with.
With the everything that we got done at Endeavour last time, are we like up to date on the objectives that we had hoped to accomplish too? Or we gotta play some quick catch up before we start doing cable work?
Well, no, we're gonna do the cable work for sure. Like, we've called the cable ship out, so they're meeting us tomorrow. That's gonna happen for sure. But I don't know. It's hard to say how I maybe don't have like all the objectives of the cruise in my mind enough to be able to tell us whether we're on track. I think
just about there.
Definitely losing a few days to weather is expected.
Yeah.
So probably like a lot of our bonus tasks, or some of our bonus tasks won't get it done, but we still have lots of time and some good weather to complete the rest of our objectives.
Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah,
we're chipping away.
You're no stranger to building in
Pushing
some
our
buffer
hand
time
up here, they're
for
gonna-
weather
No,
up here.
absolutely. We prioritize
Okay, I'm
our
taking
tasks,
you off.
knowing that you know, the
DVL.
low priority tasks have a pretty good chance of falling off. We want to make sure that if we get nothing but good weather, we're not sitting on our hands. We want to make sure we have enough to do,
Yeah.
but it's so variable
Okay, coming up.
Yep.
that, of course, you know, like you could lose a third. You could lose half your cruise time to weather on a really bad month.
Crazy. Yeah, it's really neat to see the science team just like adjust to look at the objectives by site and start saying, okay, not good here, we're moving to the next one, right? And we'll be back and just kind of pick up the to-do list at each location.
Yeah, and there's definitely certain operations that we can only do during the day because they involve deck operations. There's objectives that we can only do in good weather because either they involve the winch wire, which we want to make sure we don't load too much dynamically, or they involve doing moorings on
So
deck,
I
which
got
we
that
want
thing
good
to
weather
do
for.
what?
And so we're almost kind of staging our, in addition to the site and the weather, is also, you know, doing things in a certain
Yeah,
order.
but
Like we wanted to make sure that we used our
That's
winch for the first
default
time
configuration there.
at the last
You wanna
site, which
record
was
some
only
of that?
800 meters because we didn't want to use it for the first time at a 3-kilometer site with a 1,500-pound package on the end.
Yeah.
Because we sent the winch away for repair and we
Off
haven't.
SPO.
I mean, we don't have
Yeah, but Amber can hear me.
1,500 meters or something to test it with
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
at the shop, so we kind of have to do it here on the ocean. So there's like that factor as well. And a big part of what's dictated our order is also that we needed to make room on deck, because when we first loaded up the ship, the deck was too full for us to do anything with the winch or the tool basket. So that's why our objectives early on were doing the ocean bottom seismometers, the sediment traps, to clear as much room as we could on deck. And then hopefully once we do a lot of our
Yeah, we
deep
made
tool
this the
basket
default
dives and
Amber
we're
at,
done with a lot of that, then we'll start
I didn't
recovering the
wanna
sediment
have a
traps and
little
filling the
winch
deck
as
back
the
up
default.
before going home. So
Got it. Oh, I didn't know
There's
that
a
we had
whole
left
game.
those behind. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, we have
Took
last
it
year's
down
sediment
into the crane.
traps still down there.
Yeah,
And 2 moorings. I think we did recover one of those 2 moorings, but we still have one other one to recover.
wild. Yeah,
So-
it's been nice to see the back deck actually like clean for,
I
for
know,
a minute,
the
but I
back
guess
deck
that'll
feels-
go away soon.
Feels great right now, but yeah, it's gonna be almost as
24
busy
meters a minute.
when we
Sorry.
recover, or when we
Okay. I was
head
just making
back
sure
to
that was
Victoria.
intentional.
Well, it's really, really impressive to see just like the number of things being juggled here operationally, right? I mean, to even have that longevity across years, I think is just pretty wild to keep track of.
Yeah, it's the scope that we operate, like just keeping track of this subsea network and all the rest of our oceanographic equipment. I feel like nothing is that complex, but it's a lot to kind of know, and you just have to get familiar with it. Like my first few cruises, for sure, I had no idea what any of these sites were. It takes a long time before you start to remember, like, oh yeah, Barkley Hydrates, that's where the chicken bucket went last year, and this is the problem with it, and so we need a media converter, and da-da-da.
Right.
I mean, it's just knowledge, and it just takes time.
Yeah, killer documentation it must be key here.
I wish.
Come on.
Key, yes.
Yeah.
Is it?
Is it enacted? Maybe not.
Yeah, are we doing it? Not as well as we'd
Yeah.
like. It's really challenging. It's really challenging because of the breadth, and everything is a one-off, and everything is changing, and the people who are working on each project is changing because we have to be flexible with our staff. So documentation is something that it's a battle that I'm
the sled
sort of
skids
fighting,
are
but
proud enough of that.
I don't know that
chicken
it's
bucket
going to
leg
be
well.
super
Probably
possible to get it into like a really comfortable place.
Yeah. I mean, I did see a couple nice maps, but yeah, I mean, even just like
our maps
spatial
seem-
reasoning of,
Yeah.
of everything down there, right? I
Yeah.
mean, the number of cables and cords just strewn.
Some more,
Yeah,
Jay.
no, our maps team is incredible, and our site layout diagrams, like the documentation they do is incredible. Like, I don't know if you've seen this. It's like our MEF site layout diagram here,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and it's like every time we roll by,
It's actually hooked under. So
our data stewardship
happy
team is
with
keeping
that.
track of like weights that we leave places, bead bags, Alvin weights, you know, areas that are dangerous, outcroppings, anything like that. Because when we have to trim the ROV, depending on the operation, sometimes it makes sense to go down really light so that you can
and
carry a heavy
buoyant.
object. So the ROV trims itself so that it's buoyant, so that it
Mhm.
goes down with a heavy object. Well, when it offloads that heavy object, sometimes it's too light. So then we have to look around and be like, is there any weight down there that we can actually go and get to like do like an Indiana Jones swap
Sure.
with our instrument, so that the ROV doesn't get too light or too heavy at any particular spot. So we have to keep track of all of that.
Yeah.
And so you can see like every one of our sites, we have like these like weight symbols
Oh,
hooked
wow, yeah,
everywhere,
into
and
the
sometimes
leg,
it'll tell
so
you how
it's
much
in
they
a good
weigh,
spot.
if they're an Alvin weight, if it's a barbell weight.
I mean, this is insane to me, right? Yeah, just keeping, like, so clearly someone's taken a
say it's gonna be
picture
close.
overhead of the device, and like the cable's caught down to the angle that
We do it from the footage,
Yeah.
just from visiting
No,
it and
we
flying
can
around. We
adjust
look at the
it once
footage.
it's over the
We
deck.
color code all. Well, we
Happy
started
to
color
pick it up
coding
in
all
the
of
air
our
once it's over the
PBOFs
deck.
so that
Do you want to leave it?
we know which way goes to the
vehicle
instrument
live
and
then?
which way
Oh,
goes
absolutely.
to the
Have to leave the
instrument
color.
platform. So like, not only does it differentiate one PBOF from another, so if the ROV lands here,
Got a
it
bit of a
knows
twist there.
where on the
Okay, we
map
gotta
it is,
stop now.
but it also knows which ways to the IP, because sometimes you'll get these big
Bolt
loops,
sheared off there.
and you'll
Yeah,
you'll start following a
I don't know
cable,
if it's on the
say
bottom one,
south,
so-
because
the
you're like,
bottom
oh yeah,
one's
the
okay.
instrument's south, here's a cable, let's follow the cable south, and then the cable starts
Too
to
much
turn,
messing.
Yeah.
it starts to turn, then before you know it, you're following the cable north again,
Right.
and you're like, why'd we go this way?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the wrong way.
Yeah, I saw, like, last night we, like, stapled a couple of them down, too, to make sure that they kind of kept position. I mean, it's...
Yeah, the staples are
legs
for
up
the
now.
seismometers,
The
because
front leg, so we can land.
when the current runs against the cable, the accelerometers will actually pick up that signal.
Yeah,
So that's also just to like keep everything as as tucked in as we can.
that's wild. And I'm guessing, you know, we've got Data over here, too, who's... I've heard, you know, you call out position. So does that feed these maps, too? Is this all, like, to scale and pinged off coordinates on...
Yeah, I know
can see
I'm not
the front
involved
leg now on
in making those maps.
Yeah, Raj.
It's
Yeah, you wanna
but it's quite a
let
lengthy
Mike know we got
process, and,
danglies and we're coming in hot.
they use a
Will
lot
do.
of like C-tube, so when they're updating those maps, they'll just look back at videos that we have that we've recorded,
think
and that's
I'm
why I
gonna hook
like
Danny
keeping
up to a shocker
meticulous
and play,
annotations
what's
of
that
what we
game you used
do,
to
where
play?
things are, having
Yeah.
coordinates and reading them out
Operation,
is really important.
or if you move too
Actually,
far and
Damien,
touch
who's on
something.
shore support right now, he's one of the guys that works on these a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know it's a very,
I know
very
the longer
lengthy
you work
process.
the manipulator,
Yeah,
We also
the-
draw like diagrams
you
of
get
platforms before they
pilot-induced
go, before they get
oscillations.
deployed.
So you're back and
So I
forth,
think
back and
that
forth,
also
back and
helps
forth.
inform some of
Yeah.
these maps. Yeah,
You
Damien's
can-
saying they use the
so I'll
videos a
often
lot.
Mm.
So
Stop right in the middle
And
of everything.
the maps
and
aren't
I'll
to scale
freeze it
to
and
make
I'll
them
let go
easier
and
for us, but everything has a sort of a
start
distance
again. So
and
I
a
see-
bearing
I do-
from the
I-
IP,
you see the
which
same
would
thing,
which would be
with pilots on the
calculated
sticks,
from
and I do it
the
myself.
coordinates that Steph is taking.
No,
Yeah.
if
Yeah, that's wild. And then, I
if
mean,
I
again,
can see my hand
nonetheless, even
moving
with
on the
the
stick,
best
I
map in the
know
world, being able to translate that through the
out of
eyes
box,
of the
so,
ROV,
you know, I need to stop for
because
a
that,
minute.
that spatial translation still doesn't quite add up to me,
And
right?
When we
Like,
first deployed the quest
Yeah, I mean, when you
vehicle,
look
I
at these
had,
screens long enough, you start to
really
figure out
Yeah,
what
yeah, yeah.
camera's
cool
looking
contraption.
where.
right,
So-
don't use your eyes anymore, yeah.
I forget what they call it, but basically
Yeah.
we would
Damien
go
was
through
saying they try to
all
be
the
more or
input
less
and output
proportional now
signals
with
of
the
the
scale.
ROV, and we were
But
feeding
yeah,
this back
depends
to the
on like
engineers
sites
to
like
see
that are super busy, so it's
how it handled.
you only have so much space
I
on the
could
paper
tell
to
the
make it
different
functional.
pilots.
It's
for
by
us.
far
input
the
control
most
signals,
things I've
and the
seen
really good
happening in
pilots are
tandem
very
in science ever.
sinusoidal
Like, it's
and
just,
very
well, you know,
like
even
they
just
never
like
hit the rails,
the
just a little
names
command
of
each
every
way.
plug
It was a
and every
long,
cable
slow
on there
curve.
alone,
The
and then just
junior
seeing
pilots are the guys who are
spaghetti nest
more,
of,
they want like a square
of
wave,
chords, right? I
full
mean, it's
deflection
super
off,
impressive.
full deflection off.
Yeah, I think it's been a big process to, you know,
And
learning
so
from,
I started.
from experience, maybe from mistakes
Yep,
too.
no, you can go.
Just
Yeah,
like
we
learning
make a
to
lot of
track
mistakes.
things better and, you know,
So I started
have more
watching
metadata. And
watching their hands on the controls,
Yeah,
and
just
actually took some
make our
video
lives
and
easier,
compared
hopefully.
it to
I mean,
the,
even understanding the constraints
to their
of what the
inputs.
ROV can do, right? I'm sure is
and
like
the
I
better pilots
can't imagine
were very slow, sinusoidal, and
how many times it took to like think, okay, what can
So,
we bring down
then I
this
also
time
noticed
versus what needs to be
the
there? What
longer
can we
they sat
take
there,
back?
the more. Like if you watch their input
It's pretty
signals over a
impressive.
12-hour
And even like
shift,
a lot
they
of the
got more
fundamentals of our
amplitude and more abrupt.
of our
Yeah,
gear,
we
like
did the
we
same thing
talk
back
about the
when he was
Fletcher,
started
which
looking
is
at that
this,
and
you know, these
seeing
3
those same
plastic
trends.
pieces that we put on the porch of the ROV that allow us to
And
mate and
it's-
unmate
it's
parking
okay to,
positions really
something
easily. I mean,
think
it took us a
about
long
when operating.
time
I do the same
to
thing
figure
with
that
meat.
out.
You
We
saw
used to
me there
do
towards the end. I was
two-hand
doing some
disconnections,
tricky
and those would
movements.
take a really long time. Or we had all sorts of,
Sometimes
we have
just
old
getting up
parking
for
positions that just
2
have
minutes,
monkey
I get up,
fists
walk
tied
around
onto
the
them, like
room,
they're not
sit
on
down again.
plastic plates
But
anymore.
a lot of times I'll
And
pause
because
here
that's just
and
the way
we'll
we used to
come up
do
with
it,
something,
and
you know,
we
talk
yeah,
about
it's
something
taken
or something,
years and
whatever.
years to learn some of these tricks to make
It's
these
tough when
dives
you're
go
under the time crunch, but
quickly, and getting
Well,
experienced
also
ROV
my
pilots is
tools
how
were
we
reversed
learn.
'cause I'm doing the armpit grab.
And so, like, yeah,
yeah.
Dan
So
and
in my mind,
Josh
I just gotta think in
are
reverse.
super
Okay, this way is this
amazing
way, and that
resources
way is
for
that
us
way.
Well,
to ask
it's always
these
when
types
you're
of questions and
challenging.
try to make our equipment a little easier to work with.
But I'm still surprised I was
Yeah, it's
able
neat
to,
too that the
stick
solutions
that
are
carabiner
always
through the hole.
simple though, right? Like again, it can't be
You got
add
lucky there,
super
you dropped it
expensive,
in the right
delicate
place.
instrumentation,
kinda
right?
where
It's
I
like
was.
No, there can't be
You could've gone the
mechanisms.
other
Yeah.
way,
Like
could've gone
mechanisms
the
don't
worst
work very
possible
well. It's always got to be like
It could've,
rope
but
and
I
weight.
gave it a little
Yeah.
motion when
Yeah,
I
super
dropped
simple.
it, kind of shoot it through the hole.
last night we were
If you notice.
emptying the
I'd like to
beads
barf all this
into
stuff
the
off the
canister
front of
for
the porch
the
at 50
seismometer.
Yeah,
meters.
the
And it's,
caisson, yeah.
yeah, it's just, you know, bread knife, drag
Ready
bag
to go.
across, right? Like, oh,
Even
better.
who'd have thought? You don't need a
I'd
fancy
like to
tool
drop
for
all
this.
this stuff off the end of the porch.
Take something out of the
50
kitchen.
meters and test our carabiners. Come
No.
up with everything
Really cool.
hanging.
Oh, it looks like a web
Oh,
team is
thanks.
having a
Oh,
walkthrough
nice.
on,
Yeah.
on dining.
Is that you eating?
I
Okay,
don't know.
so we're gonna
I
leave the
don't know
forward
what's going
box
on there.
open.
Not a
The
flattering
starboard
photo if it is.
box should be closed. It is. We have 1.3 reps in the 6.8, which we don't care about. 0 reps in the tether. Did you get an off-bottom in the dive log?
I mean, they're around, I think,
What'd
if
you
you were
get?
looking. There's
I
like
put
just kind of
a
white
recover instrument
kind of
secured
patches.
porch.
Those are hydrates, yeah.
Yeah, so Rennie will give you an off-bottom time if you want to
Rennie?
fudge one.
Yeah. I think like,
618.
because we passed over Wally Land.
Okay, 918.
I wonder
so
if we look
basically
back on the
You
dive.
can
what
put
I bet you I
920,
can
it
point
makes
some
my
out.
math much easier later.
I don't know that they're all that exciting unless you were to maybe
5
like
minutes.
get them
Yeah.
up close. Like from the ROV, they kind of just look like white sand.
Oh, really? Okay.
Or like,
So they're not like larger macro structures of.
I don't think so. You can take a look.
I'm gonna ease off on my forward.
Maybe
dragging
Martin.
it
Oh, I
all
think
over
Martin's
the
in a
place.
meeting. Otherwise,
Pull
scientist
up
Martin
from
could
it,
probably
see
send me a
what I get.
photo.
Yeah, I didn't know if they grew into like larger, more crystalline features, or if they stayed that small all the time.
I'm not sure. I just remember when we were bubble hunting last year, I don't remember seeing like large crystalline structures. You just see almost like a different
Gonna bite
coloring
20.
to the
Yep.
to the sediment.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we should be able to get
Maybe
it.
they are, but they're
You
under.
know, that big scoop
They're
on the
underneath
front.
sediment.
Sure,
So
yeah.
you,
With this much, yeah, sediment
yeah,
piling up.
not sure. Let's see. Every time the camera moves or the arm moves, I freak out. I think we're losing the chicken bucket.
Hey, Amber. Still there? You want to full zoom in for me?
You snail hunting?
Pretty crazy. We can read the connector.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, this camera
Tie.
for its, is that it? You still got more?
It says TI, titanium bolts. We could do your connector inspection right here.
Yeah, it looks super clean.
Look at the little holes in the retaining ring in there.
Have you ever had one of those apart, Dan? ODI?
Yeah, at one point.
A lot of parts in those things. Springs and
So like here,
O-rings
Brandon,
and
I think like
titanium
this was just from
fins.
this dive when we were carrying the old chicken bucket. I think these here are C-tube.
There's a reason why they cost $5,000 a piece.
Why did that just happen? All in cable.
I think Jeb was saying a 20-week lead time or more.
Really?
It's pretty incredible that we have this up on the internet already.
Yeah,
The
amazing.
dive isn't even done.
Right.
So I don't think that's it. Where was I
So
before
UH,
that?
we
We
make
saw
our
that
own
white.
cables.
Sure. Unless you want to go wide, see if we can find something else to look at.
It's a bit glitchy since
Yeah.
it keeps writing to the file.
Randy's going to start streaming here at some point.
I will.
That's good. Fine. Zoom in on the little forest here.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
here.
yeah,
Yeah, I think these are them.
Real one. Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But I don't know, like, yeah, if we sat down and looked at them, like with the
Yeah, yeah.
zoom of the
See if I
camera
can
like
get
that,
full
yeah, they
face
probably
all the time.
look interesting.
full
I
zoom?
can't remember a dive when we did that, so it would be hard for me to pull that up.
Yeah. And it's not like you can pull them up, right? I mean, they
I
don't
got,
survive at atmospheric pressure.
No,
so,
yeah.
you
Yeah,
can
they'd
have
bubble
some-
away on your way up.
Right.
We used to have our crawler at this site. So our crawler was
spicy.
Wally. I don't know if you've seen Wally.
No, they mentioned it last night, but I didn't get to see it.
So
I guess it's in the shop. It's not running right now.
it's in the
Yeah.
shop, yeah. Wally the This is Wally the benthic crawler.
I'm
Incredible.
probably not any.
So that's the ROV taking a picture. For Canada 150. And
Bridge now?
yeah, Wally would
Yeah,
drive
just
around
sped
the
up for some
site,
reason. You were down at 18,
instrumented
now you're
with a
at 23.
camera, and like look at the different hydrates.
Yeah, we passed the.
It had a
thermal.
pH sensor on
Can
it.
we
so
track
it
a
did
line forward at
methane.
the ship's current heading, speed 0.3?
So I mean, how fast is this thing moving? It's got to be
Oh,
slow.
so slow, yeah. It's
Thank you.
painful to drive. I just got to drive it around the test tank, and I'm already like, this is boring.
And so it was plugged into power node, and you'd
Yeah.
physically drive it.
Yeah, actually, like our
I was
we
actually
collaborate
surprised
with
those
German
ODI
University,
connectors,
Jacobs
played
University,
really nice today.
in Bremen,
You got
and
so lucky. Those two just went
they would
on.
they
You
would
were
drive
so
it.
on line.
So
They
it's
just
just getting
fell
driven from
on.
Germany.
I'm
Nice.
convinced there's different tolerances in those things.
So pH
I
sensor,
think the little
camera,
plastic thing has
and
different tolerances.
Methane,
I always turn on the wrist twist a little bit.
It was a
I turn
methane
on the
sensor,
wrist twist, so when I'm plugging it
fluorometer.
in, I give it a little
I don't think it was
shake.
pH.
Really?
I think I
Go in.
misspoke. It was methane sensor.
So you're going into.
I go
I think
into
fluorometer,
rotate.
chlorophyll, oxygen
and that thing
turbidity,
doesn't. Well, that would explain
current.
it.
Like had like an
Doesn't
aqueduct
it take
current
off when
meter,
you do that sometimes?
CTD, camera,
If you're not
lights.
careful.
Is there a world where
I do the same thing
you
with
send
the
an
Orion.
ROV down that stays
I,
like that,
uh,
and like
wiggle
why not throw an
the
arm on
little
the front?
knot
Hey, you
on
guys
the-
are on SPL and they're talking back there.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Yeah.
Sorry,
Just-
guys. I was off listening, but still force talking. My bad.
No, I was just thinking about people listening at home and all the confusion there.
yeah, I think for sure, like in the future of these cable networks would be sort of autonomous vehicles of some sort that either, I think the technology maybe at some point is going to get to a stage where you can have kind of ROVs in their little docks. So they charge and they'd, upload their data or whatever, then they'd go off and do some sort of mission
Yeah.
and come back, and they can communicate like subsea optical modems, I think, are getting pretty good. Yeah, like proper like space rovers, but
Yeah,
subsea.
yeah.
And then if we just provide them with like the docking stations that are cabled, then they can last forever. The problem is when these instruments fail, like at least we know where to find them. But if you have like
Something cruising around the bottom.
that's right, and it fails, then you're in trouble.
Insane. What a day that would be.
Yeah. Some pretty cool saber tooth. Have you seen the Saab Sabertooth AUV?
No.
It's like a dockable AUV. I don't know what this video is, but oops.
Oh, so it does head pretty decently to depth too.
Yeah, it's not really a very good video. But anyways, yeah, these things are sort of getting there.
So, but how does it communicate back with surface then?
Well, I think it has some level of AI, and then it also uses, yeah, like optical modems to communicate with some receiver or like its docking base.
Yeah. That is wild.
So here it's doing like oil and gas stuff.
Yeah.
Valve actuation, it's got a... It just goes back in its own. This is at NASA, so there you go.
Pretty cool.
Your neck of the woods.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe they're testing it in the buoyancy lab or... Yeah, yep,
Houston.
that's right. That is cool.
Yeah, someday maybe.
Yeah, it was neat to see. I was on one of the cruises with Drix, so I saw the surface version of this, and it was really neat to like send it out to do shallow mapping while we were doing deep sea mapping and just pick up later, right? Just to meet together. So that was pretty cool.
I saw that you guys did that expedition. It looked super cool. It was this big one, eh?
Oh, it was the earlier one. This guy, yeah. But sure enough, yeah, you throw the gondola off the side, and this thing could just sight its way back. And you got twice the mapping, right?
1,000 knots, 250 liters, 10 days. We should use one of these instead of our wave gliders.
It was a sight to behold, right? I mean, you just kind of see it poking above out in the distance and circling around the Hawaiian Islands, and you start to ask, well, why just one, right? Why not two? Why not a fleet of these things or something?
Yeah, we've got a liquid robotics wave glider that we use, so it's not powered like by fuel like the Drix is. It it uses like the waves essentially to propel itself forward. Oops. Previously on the Nautilus, we've deployed it and recovered it.
Secure tanks, enable air to tuggers, and have captain on the bridge.
Yeah, it'll show you how it works. It has like a...
It appears to me that
this subsection,
the way that we're moving,
that goes up and down with the waves,
I don't know if I can,
propels itself forward when it does.
I don't know that there's a speed I can bring the ship to come around without lateral help.
Like that.
Because at least until we get to 50 meters where we're closer to the current that we're seeing on the surface, I think there's a current pulling you this way because you're just
this
kind of
is just kind of to steer. It doesn't really have enough juice to really get itself anywhere.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, same thing, right? How many of
we
those
could
would you
also wait
operate
till
in
we're
tandem,
closer.
right?
It's up to you.
Yeah.
Or both.
The guys were saying a couple days ago that the one problem with the autonomous vehicles is that how many people it takes to run the autonomous vehicle, though. So maybe that's the next big leap.
Yeah, as we're hiring our like pilots for the wave glider mission, you're like, like round the clock piloting for this thing that's out there. Like,
I'm getting used to that page.
Autonomous, to an extent, from a distance. Yeah. Super cool to highlight, though. I mean, again, just the technology pace is astounding to me. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun stuff.
What a zoom right there.
Isn't that camera incredible? Dan wants that for his mantle.
Check control.
Go for back deck.
I'll stop 50 meters.
Stop 50 meters. Break, bridge, back deck. Back deck, bridge. Mission to go ahead and recover the ROVs. Charlie to recover ROVs. You, Captain. Control, back deck. We have Hercules at the surface in between the goalposts.
Copy.
Control deck. We have Hercules 10 meters from the transom and inboard of the starboard rail, or port rail.
Roger that.
Hercules has moved to the outboard of the port rail.
Roger, outboard.
Control back deck. Hercules is passing the transom.
Control copies.
Control back deck. Hercules is coming out of the water.
Copy that. Vehicle will remain hot.
Vehicle hot.
Chicken bucket is off the front porch. It will be dangling on the carabiner.
That copies.
Drumstick, anyone? So that's the reason we put a safety carabiner on the delicate scientific instrument, because the ROV interface, water interface, can be a bit violent.
We just lost it right at the end. I was watching.
Right at the interface?
Yeah, well, right here when we were coming out of the crane, yeah, or coming out of the water.
I was not watching it.
Yeah, it looks great.
So tell Mike if he's okay, we'll go ahead and secure power.
Deck control, if you're all right, we'll secure power.
Secure power.
Power secure.
Power secure. We'll hang out because we'll have to power up again.